Jazakumullah khairan, Shaykhana. Hadith 1052, Burayda, may Allah be pleased with him, reported, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, he who misses the Asr Salah, his deeds will be rendered null and void. Narrated by Al-Bukhari.
من ترك صلاة العصر فقد حبط عمله. Scholars had differed so many opinions regarding that his deeds will be invalidated. What type of deeds and what is it? First of all, let's just do the thing which is not a dispute among the scholars. He who abandons the prayer of the Asr. So we know it is the prayer of the Asr, not any other prayer. And the prayer of the Asr, also Allah's Messenger called it as-Salatul Wusta in a hadith where he was heading towards Banu Qurayza after the Battle of the Trench. They have made the Prophet of Allah to miss the Asr and the Maghrib. He prayed them at the time of the Isha. So he said, شغلونا عن صلاة العمال الله بيوتهم نارا. May Allah fill their houses with fire because these people have preoccupied us from praying the Salat al-Wusta. And the Salat al-Wusta is definitely Salat al-Asr because in that hadith he said Salat al-Wusta, Salat al-Asr. So because we have 12 differences of opinion, what is the Salat al-Wusta? How come we have 12 saying when we have only 5 daily prayers? Because some of the scholars they add that not just they say Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha, is each one is a Salat al-Wusta. One of some of them they say the Fajr and the Dhuhr, Salat al-Wusta. Dhuhr and the Asr, Salat al-Wusta. You see? So the correct opinion, as the hadith says, Salat al-Wusta, Salat al-Asr. طيب here. So he who abandons Salat al-Asr. Abandons here what? Is it lazy? Didn't pray deliberately? Or he had forgotten and slept? Of course, the one who deliberately. Because if you forgot to pray, you forgot the whole time, you didn't remember it, or you slept through the time, then you'll pray it the moment you remember it, the moment you wake up, and it's like you're praying it on time. So it's definitely, it's not the one who has an excuse, legitimate excuse. The one who's got no excuse. So we have a consensus about this word, man taraka. But here, is it one prayer or all the prayers? There's a dispute as well. Is he like he who prayed, he abandoned deliberately? We said deliberately. Did not pray the Asr. Is it one Asr or all Asr? That's another dispute as well. Now, the other more dispute is his deeds are invalidated. Is it his deed invalidated? That is, the whole of his life since he became an adult and his deeds was, counted, all his deeds? Okay? Or is it the deeds of the day? Or is it the deeds that it is close? I mean, not all of his deeds, some of his deeds. We have so many sayings. Imam ibn Hajar, he came onto this narration in interpretation of Sahih Bukhari, and he had interpreted, it comes so many, but let's just go to the closest one. To say that this hadith, first of all, those who say that who abandons his prayer, then he is a kafir, then this hadith will help them. Do you understand that? Helps them in a way that, see, look, he abandons the prayer, all his deeds are to be nullified. So they have no problem to say it's all his deeds. They have no problem with that. But the refutation of this, well, why did he specify Asr? So if he did not pray the Dhuhr deliberately, is okay? Because he's saying the Asr, only the Asr. Because he's talking about the Asr. So why not the Dhuhr, Maghrib? So that hadith cannot be used for that. That's not the correct usage of saying that to serve the ones, the scholars who say that he's a kafir who does not pray the Asr. Because he specified the Asr. That's the refutation from the other scholars onto them, which is the Jumhur al-Ulama. Also, we say that here, that فَقَدْ حَبِطَ عَمَلُهُ. حَبِطَ عَمَلُهُ. Is it the amal, the Asr itself, the Asr Salah itself, or the deeds of the day, whole day? If we said the deeds of the Asr itself, will we know without even this hadith that any prayer you deliberately had pushed it out its time, even if you pray it so many times, the deeds will be invalid. except if you repent to Allah and increase in voluntary. Except if you repent to Allah and what? Increase in voluntary. That's whether it's Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib. So the Asr has gone outside deliberately. There's no way for you to pull back the Asr time and pray it. So you have to repent to Allah and pray to Sunnah, to Sunnah, to Sunnah. The interpretation that Sulaiman alayhi salam had been preoccupied by the horses, and then he missed the Asr prayer, فَطَفِقَ مَسْحًا بِالسُّوقِ وَالْأَعْنَاقِ, and he started killing. And in my series of here in this masjid regarding the Prophet's stories, we have said that this story is not correct, that Sulaiman alayhi salam, he had missed the Asr and then he had killed all these horses. Well, the horses had done nothing. I mean, they don't deserve to be killed. And the horses are very important, animals. It's a sign or a symbol of jihad and courageousness. So it cannot be correct story. Coming back. So, Allahu A'lam, the closest, and this is our Sheikh Al-Albani says, rahmatullah alayhi, interpretation of that is the invalidation of the deeds of the day. Whole day. The invalidation of the deeds of the whole day. That's the closest you could come to. As for those who say that, that if you believe the Asr, you're a kafir, the scholars had differed. Even the Hanabila, Madhab Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, is more than one madhab. So, which is not madhab, I would say narration from the madhab. Some it says that if you abandon one prayer, and that's not the majority of the Hanabila, if you abandon one prayer deliberately, you're a kafir. And that's the weakest of all. Some they say 3 prayers. If you abandon 3 prayers, okay, then you're a kafir. Some of them they say, no, if you abandon the whole prayers, that means mutlaqan. Even with laziness we're talking about, not with laziness, not deliberately. Because if you deliberately, let me just re-emphasize what I just said before. When I say deliberately, ya ikhwani, as in he believes in the prayer. Did you understand me? But he deliberately pushes outside time. He believes in the prayer. Now, he is lazy and deliberately pushes it out, but he believes. If he denies the prayer, he's a kafir. Even if he denies one prayer, he's a kafir. He doesn't believe there's a prayer. He's a kafir. Even if he prays and one prayer, and he denies one prayer, that there's no Asr prayer, shouldn't be Asr, he's a kafir. So if this person deliberately, according to Imam Ahmad, one prayer is a kafir if he abandons it. And that's as I said, the minority of the Hanabila. One says 3 prayers. Another opinion. Most of the scholars of Hanabila say that he abandons the prayer completely. Abandons it. And this is the opinion of our Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah. Tarakat salah bil itlaq. And that is as well synchronizes with the ones who said he who abandons the prayer of the Asr what? Frequently. Not one Asr. No, frequently. He abandons the Asr prayer. Then you could say that he is frequently abandoning the Asr according to the ones who says that the prayer, if he abandons it out of laziness, is kafir, then you could apply this hadith. The correct opinion, as we have discussed a number of times, the one who does not pray out of laziness, deliberately pushes the time, but is lazy, he believes in the prayer, he's not a kafir. He's under the mashia of Allah Azza wa Jal. He might punish him, but he will, at the end of the day, he will take him out from hellfire to paradise, or he will pardon him. Because of, this is not the time now to discuss this issue. We have discussed it a number of times, especially in our book, which is Usul al-Sunnah Imam Ahmad. If you remember, we talked about this issue, talked about the person who abandons the prayer out of laziness deliberately, and what is the correct opinion regarding that issue. So we could refer to that episodes. But it just shows us as well that the importance of Salat al-Asr, ya akhwani. Man taraka Salat al-Asr, faqad habita amaluh. فَكَأَنَّمَا وُتِرَ مَالُهُ وَأَهْلُهُ. There's another hadith which is like what? He lost his money and he lost his family. كَأَنَّمَا وُتِرَ مَالُهُ وَأَهْلُهُ. It's like he's lost his family and lost his property. What happens to you if you lose your family? What happens to you if you lose your property? What happened to your heart? Same thing should be the impact upon you if you have abandoned the Asr, to show the importance of that prayer. Allah Ta'ala A'lam. Now we